This is my claw machine, and today I'm gonna paint it. I got it as a Christmas present about 5 years ago, and it's still in pretty good condition other than a few tiny scratches and whatever that is. One of the pieces was also chewed up. I think Ollie did it. How rude. The first thing that I did was clean the claw machine off, not because it was super dirty or anything, but I just thought it would be a good idea to clean it before I painted it. I peeled some stickers off of the claw machine, which of course left a ton of residue, which was just lovely. So I just took a toothbrush and scrubbed that area off. I used this dish soap to do that, and it actually worked pretty well. I also got rid of this little guy. Rest in peace. Alright, so here it is all ready to paint now. I thought about taking each part out from the inside and painting on them individually, but then I figured that it would be more trouble than what it was worth, so that's not happening. So next I added multiple layers of gesso on each piece. I didn't want to have to add a million layers of actual paint on it, and the gesso acts like a nice primer that makes sure it sticks better and doesn't really chip or anything, so that's nice. I put masking tape on all the pieces that I wasn't going to paint. I'm leaving all the silver parts as they are because I actually like the way they look and I don't really want to change them. Gessoing this thing was incredibly boring, and I'm very impatient when it comes to art. I already had a design in my head of what I wanted it to look like and I was ready to paint it, and eventually I finished the gessoing part and now I could actually start my design, which is pretty great. For the background of the claw machine, I'm switching from red to light pink. I actually did like the red, but the pink fits my art style more. I tend to use lighter, more pastel colors, and red would kind of clash with that. I also painted all of the little buttons and stuff with pastel colors, which I really like, and I had to throw away the part that Ollie devoured. I finally got to peel off all the tape, but for some reason, a lot of the tape didn't really do its job. So I used this and I scraped it off. You can see my reflection. That's embarrassing. So scraping all that off obviously left some pretty big scratches on the side of the claw machine, which I'm not a huge fan of. So I took my sanding block and I smoothed the area down, which made it significantly worse. I used some thick silver fabric paint to cover up all those little spots. It took several layers, but eventually I think I got it to where it was good enough to where you couldn't see it anymore. But now I could actually draw on all the details, which I am super excited about because this has been pretty boring so far. Okay, so for the design of my claw machine, I chose to decorate it with a bunch of different vintage toys. I like to collect toys from around the 80s to the early 2000s. I go to different antique stores and thrift stores to look for them. I do like this design so far. The Posca markers were kind of hard to draw with on the claw machine. It's funny because I never really have a problem with Poscas ever because they work with so many different surfaces, but for some reason they looked a little streaky. Also, why did I add a band-aid? Okay, so here's how the first part of my claw machine is looking. I still have to do the top half of it, but so far I think it looks good, and there's nothing I would really change about it except maybe like take away the random band-aid. I still don't know why I added that. Luckily, drawing on the top half of the claw machine was way easier than drawing on the silver parts. The Poscas were able to stick much better to the paint than the plastic, which I'm grateful for. I'm glad I could at least end off with something relatively easy. I really like the design on the lid too. I think it's cute. I don't know which one I like better. Maybe the lid. I don't know. I'm glad the design turned out pretty well though, because I was super nervous about making any mistakes. And luckily, nothing major happened, which was great. Now all that I have to do before I put it together is put some varnish on both the pieces. This is just so everything stays nice and shiny and protected. It'll also make sure that the paint doesn't scratch, hopefully. Now I could actually put it together and show you guys the final result. Okay, so here's how my claw machine turned out. I really like it. I put some vintage toys inside of it too, because I thought it would go cute with the theme. And also claw machines do usually have toys inside of them. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm not sure when I'll have time to make another video, but hopefully it'll be soon. But I'll see you guys all next time. And thank you for watching.